So a couple months ago, RWBY Ice Queendom came out, and I was ecstatic for it because RWBY I've been a long time fan of ever since it first started coming out, and I was excited because it's great that we're actually seeing this indie developed show get its own anime adaptation. And when I watched the first couple episodes, I thought it was phenomenal. But it just, later on, apart from the CG that made you just kind of go like, why, I would just rather watch the original RWBY animation instead of the CG that they're throwing in here. It just didn't, it lacked that, like, it lacked something. It was missing something. I mean, it's kind of confusing, right? Because it had like arguably better voice acting, better animation, better story because they kind of cleaned up, well, of what they adapted from the original show. Better story because of what they cleaned up from the original story. So what was missing? There are already plenty of videos out there that talk about how much they hate RWBY and how much RWBY sucks. So I think for a change that I would actually like to talk about what I like about RWBY and the original show. So this video will be very short. In all honesty though, RWBY was a huge inspiration for me growing up as a writer, and as scary as that sounds, I would like to think that I am a better writer than both Miles and Carrie. But let's rewind the clock back to 2012, dear God, 2012. Remember when we thought that the world was gonna end? Or like people thought that the world was gonna end in 2012? I remember on that day actually, I saw a double rainbow and a flock of seagulls fly past. Off topic. When I saw the Red trailer, I actually thought I was watching a trailer for a video game, frankly. The animation was actually just so fluid. I loved the music, and it got me really stoked for what I thought was going to be a video game. Because as a young weebling growing up, anime, I was mostly used to 2D. But when I found out and the other trailers started coming out, I was getting really excited for this project because I thought I was totally down for a show that would basically just be about cute anime girls with giant weapons and punk rock, and where everything is just also a gun. It only made sense that it was Rooster Teeth in Austin, Texas producing this show. I will admit, on the first watch through, and frankly a couple of other watch throughs, I was actually somehow oblivious to the T-posing and the really bad animation at times and the wonky physics. I just was not, I had not been exposed to enough animation material, nor am I an expert even now. To really, I didn't even notice those things. You could call me blind or just not paying attention. But I just didn't see those things the first time around. But despite all those things, I just kept revisiting the show. Hell, I was able to remain invested until like, what was it, like volume 8? I don't know how many volumes they're at now. But it was just like a train wreck. Like it was just, it's my opinion of MHA for all you manga readers out there, where it's just, it started off so good and you wanted it to blossom into something better, and it just never quite got there. Surprisingly, it was the things that made the first 3 volumes bad that I actually found myself enjoying in the show. I loved the amateurness of it. Well, it's hard pressed to call Monty Oum an amateur animator. I mean, his work speaks for itself. But the indiness of it is perhaps a better word for that. It's just, I thought it was just so cool. It just really felt that like a group of friends came together and really wanted to create something cool, and they came out and they did it. Like they just did it. And you may be wondering why I'm liking the flaws so much, just that despite the flaws, whenever insert Monty fight here, you saw heart, you saw passion, and that just bled through the show. And it's not like the concepts themselves weren't enough to stand on their own, which they weren't enough to stand on their own, but it was enough to be invested in the show and want more at the time. And I thought that was just cool to just see all of this hard work and passion, and you can just tell in the first 3 volumes how much it was going into, and the growth and improvement in between the 3 volumes of how the production process was improved and stuff. Just like Monty Oum's work ethic and the passion and just the shoddiness of the show inspired me and motivated me to finally start writing my own stories. And even though I would say that my stories aren't that great at the current moment, the main thing, especially because the story that is out right now, Prism, I started in high school. The main thing that I want to do with these stories is just show growth, is to show improvement, my improvement as a writer. And I've thought about remastering Volume 1. Like, could I write it better now? yes, obviously, I could very much write better now. I published volume 1 senior year of high school. I am now a senior in college. So that's what I did. You can now read Remastered Prism Volume 1 on my website. The first chapter is already up. You're going to be able to get the other chapters on a weekly basis, so please go check that out. Link in the description below. If you like RWBY at all, you'll see some inspirations in it. But yeah, please go check it out. Okay, sorry, plugs over. And this kind of ties back into what Montione was kind of saying about the heated criticism of the show, is that he recognized that the show was flawed. However, he still showed growth and improvement in the show. Art is like jumping off a cliff and learning to grow and spread wings and fly before you hit the bottom. Your first work is not going to be your best, but how are you going to get better if you don't write, if you don't create, if you don't do the things that you want to do? You can't wait until you think you're good enough. You have to just start full head and just go and improve along the way, and you will get better. It is much better to have a portfolio of things that you can actually physically show to someone and that they can read or that they can watch, instead of a paragraph talking about how much it means to you and how great your work ethic is. Have something to show, anything to show, and I swear it will improve. Like YouTube, first 100 YouTube videos, probably gonna suck. I know I'm not the happiest of my YouTube videos, but the main thing is that I can see growth. And growth is the most important thing that you can have. And I think that's why so many people were disappointed with RWBY, me included, is because despite the shoddiness of it, you can see improvement in the storytelling, in the animation, through volumes 1 and 3. The reason why I think so many people are disappointed is because you could see glimpses of what this show could be, what this story could be. And it just, once again, just does not reach that. And if you're not aware of RWBY or not a fan of RWBY, those who are and you clicked on this video, obviously it is known that Montione died in the production of Volume 3. And it just, since his death, his vision was just not met and frankly respected by Rooster Teeth. And that can also be a part of why the show didn't reach its potential, is because its lead animator and its the father just wasn't there anymore. By the time you're watching this video, it would have been the 8th anniversary of Montione's death, and I just wanted to make a video just saying how much that this guy inspired me and how much his work ethic and passion for his own work finally started me with my own work. It was a hard lesson to learn in high school. I had a film class where there were a couple of like cool, more popular dudes in the film class who I respected as artists because they're really good at filming. One of them's going to LMU Loyola Marymount right now for film. And I wanted to learn from them. I wanted to create with them. And they just saw me as this nervous, tense kid who just bugged them all the time, which, to be fair, I was a little pushy. But it was a hard lesson to learn that you can't wait for an invitation to the table. You have to buy your own wood and build your own table. And eventually people will come to it and will want to sit at it. Build your own table. That's a weird metaphor. I think I'm butchering it, but that's what you gotta do. It's just kind of crazy finding out that, I remember that day finding out that he died. February 1st is also my birthday. A lot of mixed emotions that day. But yeah, so this is a message to all you creators out there. Create. Just do it. Like, no matter what people say, you just gotta keep working at it, man. You gotta start somewhere and start now. 2023, baby. This is the year. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe as a birthday present to me, you can hit that subscribe button, the like button down below. Just as like a little birthday present to me, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out Prism. That's all I got.